NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
We know how.
A concerning spike of coronavirus cases at SDSU is putting a stop to all in-person classes. County health officials say it's probably tied to social gatherings. Thank you for joining us for the Nightly Check-In. I'm Catherine Garcia. SDSU's decision to move all instruction online comes after the county identified 64 confirmed and probable cases tied to the university. Most classes were virtual already, but about 200 classes, mostly lab classes, were in person. SDSU says those in-person classes will be put on a 4-week pause. They say they've set aside 130 spaces on campus to isolate and quarantine anybody who tests positive. Food and sanitizing products will be delivered to those students. School officials say they're also issuing warnings, notices, and investigations for students who are not following their social distancing rules.
We knew that when we're bringing back together a college-age population, that we have to be thoughtful about what we're doing to serve the best interests of our community. So we've engaged private security that has been patrolling around our college area.
School officials say at the end of the 4-week pause, they will look at the positive case rate and reassess whether they can resume in-person instruction. Today's updated case rate jumped to 6.2 per 100,000 people. Meanwhile, this is one of the 2 metrics that has landed San Diego in the red tier. If it goes above 7, that would put the county in the purple tier, the worst one. If it goes below 4, it could move the county into the less restrictive yellow tier. We are just 3 days into the new virtual school year, and for many San Diego Unified parents, the situation is not getting easier. Today, we heard from working parents trying to figure out the balance of doing their job while monitoring the home classroom.
I have a job where I have to be there, and I can't do it in addition to being home with Hazel or being home with our daughter.
You know, the schedule is not conducive to working parents.
Many parents that we spoke to are worried that having their kids stuck learning from home is impacting their social skills. San Diego Unified School District says it will stick to virtual learning until it satisfies the stricter guidelines it imposed. UC San Diego will be part of a second clinical trial that aims to find a vaccine for COVID-19. The AstraZeneca trial is in phase 3 and will recruit as many as 30,000 participants across the country. Jacob Serrano is the first American to be dosed with either the vaccine or the placebo. 7 members of his family lost their lives to the virus. NBC's Miguel Almaguer spoke with him about his decision to participate.
Do you think that what you're doing now can prevent future fatalities?
I don't believe anyone deserves to lose their life, especially through a virus that we could have stopped.
The trial is expected to begin on September 8th. About 1,600 people will be taking part in that trial right here from San Diego. You may now have to provide proof you're wearing a face covering before the next time you get into an Uber. The company unveiled a new policy stipulating that if a driver reports a rider was not wearing a mask, that person will have to send a selfie wearing a mask the next time they hail a ride. The verification rule expands on a requirement Uber imposed on drivers in May to reassure passengers. The new policy will roll out here in the U.S. later this month. Well, you need to enjoy those cooler temperatures while you can, because a serious heat up is on the way. Dagmar will tell us about it after a quick break.
NBC7's Nightly Check-In is sponsored by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating and Air, Flood and Restoration.
Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE. Bill Howe. We know how.
Bill Howe is a family-run company that is as diverse as their services, promotes employees from within, and gives back generously to the San Diego community.
I am Bill Howe.
I am Bill Howe.
We are Bill Howe.
We are Bill Howe.
Because we know how.
As we head through the rest of this work week now, you will begin to notice your temperatures warming up. So Thursday, a noticeable warm up from your Wednesday, and that will continue through your Friday. Saturday and Sunday, oh, that's going to be possibly some of the hottest temperatures all year we're looking at across the region. So for today, do expect the mid-70s along the coastal zones. You'll see about the mid to the upper 80s in the mountains, the inland valleys rather, but the mountains you're looking at about the low 90s. You're now creeping into that range, and you have a ways to go yet with the deserts right around 108 and 9. So everybody already 2-3 degrees warmer, and this is just the start. So enjoy the Thursday before the heat really settles in.
Distance learning is not a walk in the park for students. It is not for teachers either, but in the South Bay, one teacher is making the most of his empty classroom.
This is really happening. These kids are going to be here.
And they're not just going to be here and be like, they're going to be here and be excited.
Scott DePedro works at Discovery Charter Elementary, and being physically away from his 5th grade class was tough, so he decided to draw caricatures of all of his students and then put them where they would have been sitting if they could actually be in class. Here's the thing, he used to work as a caricature artist at SeaWorld.
I was just sitting there thinking to myself, I don't want to be in a classroom that doesn't have the kids in it.
Mr. DePedro says he will give these lovely drawings to his students once they're finally allowed to return to school. And with kids going back to school, there are a number of apps that can help students and parents too. Quizlet helps learn a new language and study subjects including math, chemistry, and biology with note cards and learning games. The app Socratic uses your camera phone or tablet and Google search to find the answers to questions on a bunch of different topics. Parents might like this one. Photomath is an app where you can point your phone camera at a math problem, even if it's handwritten, to solve it, and then the app provides the answer and step-by-step instructions in case math is a little difficult to do. And that's going to do it for our nightly check-in. Have a good night.